Reporter Peep would like you to like this video and subscribe or he will make a TV commentary on you. Woman with 2 vages says she uses one for work and one for personal slacks. My husband would pick me up like a bowling ball. What's the craziest thing you've seen in a strip club? The girls dragged my buddy onto stage and sat him on a chair. The biggest girl there slammed her ace down on him so hard his false tooth popped out, and they had to turn on the lights and everyone was looking for it. They gave him 2 free shots. One to say sorry and the other to put the tooth in to disinfect it. A former student of mine. She was part of my 4th grade classroom years prior. One day I went to our local strip club with a few friends and the girl on stage kept looking towards our table. Later on, she came right to me and asked if I remembered her. At first I didn't until she told me her name. I felt so weird. She was like, I really liked your class and I remember you helping me with my math. Then she gave me a hug and she wanted to give me a lap dance. I left and haven't gone there since. My mom told me that my grandma's last words were wanna hear a joke. And then a long beep was the only noise that filled the room. Edit. Why did you give me the helpful reward? Asks if anyone wants to hear a joke. Refuses to elaborate further. Dies. Cockle bread was a bread baked by English women in the 17th century, which was supposed to act as a love charm. The dough was kneaded and pressed against the woman's evolved bar and then baked. This bread was then given to the object of the baker's affections. Dang, they really took yeast infection to a different level. Teacher. The test isn't that easy. The test. Who will you give your seat to? U. A. B. C. D. Throw the baby to get rid of mother and zombie. Put a mustache on young Hotler and grandma will get a heart attack from the trauma. Why does this group hates woman so much? Then who giving birth and milking you then? Your dad? Or are your mom is male as well? Your mom milks you? Women are twice as likely to initiate a suicide attempt, but men are 4 times more likely to succeed. Another win for the boys. Those sleeping ropes don't look all that comfy, but they work really well. My dad has been asleep for about 3 days now. 1 year in here for $30 billion. You have no books, movies, phones, consoles, nothing. Can you do it? At some point you'll stop being alone in there. That's when shotgun really get lit. Me. I'm not nosy. Also me turning off my music on public transport when I hear beef. Once overheard a guy talking to his mate about how his mom had to get an option because he got her pregnant. Free kitten. Did Jasmine get rid of Raja? She's trying to show him a whole new world of abject poverty. Fun pranks to try out. Put a real gorilla in a gorilla suit. Make the gorilla suit look super not real, then wait until you hear laughing then screams. North Reclamation. Cebu City, Philippines. A 37-year-old male died while having sex with a 20-year-old female. Male died due to asphyxiation after the female sat on his face. Resting catty. Since this patient arrived in hospital for treatment, and during these 3 days, nobody in his family came to ask about his well-being. Maybe he lives alone. But a pigeon comes every 2 days and sits in his bed for a while and goes away. Later it was discovered that he sat on the park bench daily and feeds the pigeons. That's some other duck and vulture waiting for its feast. For your safety, this product has been removed from our shelves and will be carefully disposed of. Or for assistance please call 1-800-808-4194. I showed my sister this video and the very first thing she said when the lemon opened its eye is, if you were to stab that with a pencil, would lemon juice or blood come out? I got 31 heads in a casual game on 2 Fort. I got 31 heads in real life. Elrond. My wife is pregnant. Almost due. And I don't know how to raise a baby. What should I do? Cast it into the fire. Who the hell gave Elrond the wholesome award for this? Who is Belle Delphine? Our thought. In health. My answer. You good bro? Yeah lol. Beating answer is easy. I'm already at stage 4. Hol up. Minecraft proves that abolishing child labor was a mistake. The children yearn for the mines. We knew this all along. Nestle. He's such a great guy when he's not striking innocent families across the Middle East. Jeff Bezos, the richest mother ducker in the world with zero drip. Zero grip, but look at them forearms. Zero grip, all grip. Trains his forearms, choking workers who go on bathroom breaks. Me, an American, when my wife asks me to take her somewhere expensive. To the hospital. You have a weird way to say you beat your wife. My friends weren't supposed to find out this way. Do you need to throw it over your shoulder when you get out of bed? What is something that turns you on, but you hate that it turns you on? Whispering in my ear. Almost impossible for a pretty girl to tell me a secret without me getting hard. Hey, you know Johnny shut his pants? Get Serona. Please do not dang the machines. She's sniffing her hand, remembering the time she danged the machine. The faint scent of the machine still lingers. If people would remember to lift with their legs instead of their backs, dropping the soap in prison wouldn't be such a big deal. Open wide. If Adam and Eve were the first people in the Bible, why do we have different ethnicities around the world? Removed. Adam had one fair-skinned and one dark-skinned tentacle. He could shoot a load with varying amounts of spam from either bull into Eve to create a wide spectrum of different colored babies. They left out a bunch of the best details in the New Testament. I thought he had 3, each capable to shoot one of the primary color. I'm gonna make sure I get rejected from art school so you can make part 2. This may sound weird, but I get Neek to wash my 2 Frenches. They get scared in there, and it allows me to hold them. May look strange, since I am an overweight 31-year-old male, but I hold them in the tub while I bathe them. Are we talking pets or foreign language students? I thought it was a nickname for his balls. It's quite progressive that Canada has a frozen, desiccated corpse for their health minister. Nurses have read it. What were the most haunting things someone said on their deathbed? Right before my grandma died, her heart rate shot up to the 220 seconds. As the monitor started sounding all sorts of alarms, she yelled out, "Am I supposed to stop breathing now?" She forgot how to die for a second. Whenever you feel a random pain on your body, remember that's just your skeleton trying to hatch from its cocoon. Oh god, oh no. So one day it will become a beautiful butterfly. Nature is so majestic. Does more fat mean bigger breasts? It did for me, and I'm a guy. My dad, a recess hillbilly, told me he didn't want anything to do with my biracial daughter when I was pregnant. Here he is painting her toenails on her 3rd birthday. Proof people can change. I'm amazed John was able to get pregnant. The geometry is too complicated to explain here, but cutting a sandwich diagonally gives you more sandwich. Not cutting it gives you more sandwich. And cutting you gets me your sandwich. So many people drawing conclusions about her here. But to be honest, this is just a nervous fidget. I once got nervous at a party and jeeked off 6 dudes in the bathroom. There's nothing sensual about it. Slash makes everything look cool. He's the reason I got into dogs. Look at the wonderful things you can find in Germany. I'm German, and it is a traditional child game to jump on anti-tank mines. The rules are simple. The first one who explodes is gay. Safety first, guys. Always remember safety first when you hate your life but still got bills to pay. To all the people talking about slex in this sub, no slex before marriage. Passive aggressively inducts your mom. 10 or 11 years old. My mom came in my bedroom to say goodnight. She never does that. Did she hear me groaning in just as I was finishing up? Next day when I got home from school, there were 2 books laying on my bed. One was Where Do Babies Come From? I just forgot what the other book was. The Bible. That was fun. See you next week. Fun. You could put honey inside your nose and fill up your entire body with those flies. Why type this? I ducked a watermelon. In my early 20s I was really honey and lonely and creative, so I decided to duck a watermelon. I ducked it in many places. Felt good sticking my cook inside it. I guess when you were done it no longer classified as seedless. But he can crawl up to Thanos and Ozan. Expand. If Ant-Man expanded, he would be simply crushed against the immovable walls of Thanos' mighty rectum. Literally what the writers of Infinity War / Endgame said. Ant-Man was doomed to fail from the start. If I gave a cheeseburger to a person from the Middle Ages, they would probably die on the spot after the first bite. If I had a choice on how to die, it would be by eating a meal that's too bussin' to survive it. Delete. I want to marry someone as funny as me. Imagine we both laughing because we forgot to pick the kids up from school. Imagine we both laughing, putting kids in microwave, and driving food to school. How do women feel about vasectomies? Worry-free cream pots. What's not to like? Got a vasectomy, so my wife can stop being my toaster strudel and start being my Twinkie. Tell me how you're feeling, and I'll pick a song for you. Worried for my English exam tomorrow. Pumped up kicks. Roses are red, leaves are green. 4 exercises that'll make your vag so tight it becomes a nut guillotine. Roses are red, leaves are green. I've lost my pens in a meat guillotine. Would you step on these little guys for $10,000? I hope you wouldn't. Lol, I'd step on them for a cold hot dog. Mars goes woke. Removes giant cooked vein from candy. Why even stick it in my bet at all at this point? If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. You give a man a poisoned fish, you feed him forever. r/curse comments. If I'm white, what's my next best move? I just got diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Mate in 6 months. Excuse me sir, can we check your bag? Me. No food on the airplane. Going to the Olympics. Diplomacy, the duck. A very thin margin. Domestic violence. How rough she likes it. This is why I only go for dead people. The F in men stands for funny. The R in woman stands for rights. If you could have one detachable body part, what would it be and why? Any body part is detachable if you pull hard enough. I bet he's thinking about other girls. Why is Yoda's species so rarely seen throughout Star Wars? Yaddle once took Anakin to the species' home planet. The species takes like 200 years to grow out of childhood. It was a planet full of younglings. Help us younglings. Oh, the humanity. Ignites lightsaber. I'm a hot mess. My reaction after committing and completely missing the toilet. 5-second rule. Elrond. My wife is pregnant. Almost due. And I don't know how to raise a baby. What should I do? Cast it into the fire. Is there sex after death? That's up to the coroner. A cucumber is talking to a pence. The cucumber says, my life is hard. When I get hard, they chop me up and eat me. The pence says, that's nothing. When I get hard, they put a bag over my head, throw me in a dark room, and make me do push-ups until I yoke. It's all fun and games until they meet again during Nal's legs. He only landed in the US 2 days prior to his death, but lost his life as a result of the random act. British doctor visiting America killed by stray bullet while lying in bed. At least he managed to get the full cultural experience. If your catty takes 4 dingers, it's no longer a catty, it's a pocket. No, it only takes 1. And it was a bloody tight fit. Edit. After reading other comments I realize that you weren't talking about cats. My bad. I want a crystal that makes the vibes really bad and upsets everyone. Crystal moth will usually do the trick. The Book of Names in Auschwitz. It holds the name of every known Holocaust victim. 2 thoughts. 1. What a massive and horrible tragedy if that is the length of a list of the names lost. Like I knew it was millions, but it helps put it into perspective. 2. How big must a book be to hold all 7.9 billion names on planet Earth? You don't know who the father is? That's a true hole. If you got gas from eating a can of beans, Would you know which bean made you fart? Now what the duck? Hi there. We are glad to inform you that we have launched the first scales of NFT meter sleeve. This project was inspired by Black Lives Matter and also in honor of George Floyd. No thanks. I'd rather buy the real thing instead. French skier slams his cock and balls into a shalom gate. How could you tell that slalom gate is Jewish? It tried to circumcise him. What piece is this? Random moan/slex noises. Whatever piece it is. My upstairs neighbors play it on full blast every night. A young Stephen Hawking, before he became sick with his first wife. Did he became sick with his first wife? What are some interesting NSWF facts? Grey whales reproduce almost exclusively through 3 ways of 2 males and 1 female. One male swims beneath the other 2 and keeps them buoyant. And when the other male is done, they swap places. Teamwork makes the cream work. Touching the toilet bowl or is referred to as the witch's kiss, and when a turd splashes water up onto you it's called Poseidon's kiss. What should I call it when splash goes directly into my a-hole? Slam dunk? Poseidon's ring job. This is what Mark Zuckerberg keeps hidden in his private photos. What are you doing, step train? No train had ever touched Thomas like this before. His wheels felt weak. He railed into Thomas's caboose hard at freight speed. He blew his horn and hot steam all over Thomas. He conducted himself like a mad train off its tracks. This made Thomas rail line to ecstasy. Winnie the Pooh finally decides to help end Dior's depression. Nah, it's just Xi Jinping with starter pistol on Olympics 2022. Although I knew all the mechanics of Slex and whatnot, I can safely say that we are absolutely not prepared in any way for the aftermath. Nobody talks about these things. Towels bedside are key. What? Lol. Just pick her up and shake her over the kitty litter box. Putin. Biden conclude our long call on Ukraine crisis. World leaders deciding the fate of the planet while I'm laying in bed with a hand on my balls. If you guys don't pee or peep, why does the girls' bathroom exist? To harvest the kidneys of boys who wander into them. Stinky. Most people will die with a terrible kill-death ratio. A positive kill-death ratio in real life is a bad thing to have. They nerfed Ks in the real world. You get stuck in the lobby for 50 years after each K. I must be glitched. I'm at 4 so far and I'm still in game. One more and I should have my first kill streak reward. You get to pick your favorite face to pass on. NASA interacted with black people all the time. Too. So by the same logic, cops can't be recess. Cops be like, I can't be recess. My wife's eye is black. Edit. Thanks for the gold and remember. Cops are like chocolate. Even the best ones will kill your dog. I got my boyfriend pregnant. I don't know what to do. Edit. He is not trans. Edit 2. He's not her answer. He told me he was a Scorpio. Get a bike fumes. Instructions unclear. Now the bike fumes is pregnant too. You ducked the bike fumes, didn't you? Pakistan. Pregnant woman has male hammered into head to guarantee baby boy. Did it work? Asking for a friend. Family Guy. Peter goes blind. I can't wait for the blind community to see this. Kind of easy when most of your labor is unpaid creatures who eat pellets. Mr. Bezos, I don't think you can call your employees creatures anymore. Couples who only have missionary legs. Why? I don't want to break eye contact. I like to watch the light in her eyes go out. The top of that dude's cook is white, but the base of it is dark. There is actually a line that goes from one color to the other. What is that all about? I think that might be a screw on, like a pool cue. I made a website for orphans. It doesn't have a homepage. I know that scene. Source. How is the girl in the green suit gonna have sex with Spider-Man while using electricity? What's Sandwoman gonna do to Peter? Jack his nut off with sand? That does sound enjoyable. Okay, and Doc Ock. Those clamps look sharp and lethal. And she might just jack him off with them. Or even worse, shove one up his ace. Almost everything about those girls is just straight up nope please. Envy. Let's go shopping together tomorrow. Let's not, Debbie. You ducking stank. I saw what you did with my husband. I was hiding in the cupboard while you got pegged with a spiked dodo. You thought I wouldn't notice the mix of semen and blood splattered all over the walls like Jackson Pollock? What illusions did you have about Slex due to watching porn? Now Slex was always super clean. If you're gonna play in the mud, except to get dirty, can't meet the Teenage Mutant Turtles without going through the sewer. Imagine bungee jumping, but instead of rope it's nail beads and you have to clench your ace hole to stop yourself from smashing into the ground. Jesus has left the chat. He left to try. I want to put them on my nipples so they can massage me. Excuse me, you heard the lady. What is something you can do with clothes on, but it's just way better doing it neek? Family get-togethers. Uncle Marv. Looks female enough. Me looking at my electric outlet. Minions. What the duck is it even about? And why do old people like it so much? Those yellow banana loving squeaky ducks make me so unreasonably angry. There's an arcade game near me which is whack-a-mole but with minions. I go there every time I need to vent frustration. It's fun to beat the crap out of those circumcised jaundice pen tips. The necrophile and the starving homeless man fighting over the ownership of the body they found floating in the river. Duck first then eat. Duh. Extra protein. Photos. Ghostbusters visits answer patients at Children Hospital. Goddamn spawn campers. Someday a person is going to die in a self-driving car and the car is just gonna keep driving with a dead body in it. Now a person dies in a normal car and the car crashes into whatever is in its path. Yeah. This is a hell of a lot better than the catastrophe that currently happens. Hey kids, it looks like grandma just pulled up to the house. Yeah. Grandma. When your date dies on the way to your house and you still get to have sex that night. You might have been fast, but the answer was faster. Someone said, Granny deserves a Grammy, but I think she needs a Grandpa bites lips. Build a man a campfire, he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life. What are some real life examples of this? Use a condo, and you're safe from pregnant for a night. Don't use a condo, and you're good for a whole 9 months. Just cut of your nut, then you will be safe forever. What is the difference between harder and faster? I can never tell which one your mom likes more. Mine has died. Did she die while teaching you grammar? Me when my favorite toy breaks. Mom says she will buy a new one. Damn, she better get me the right Slex doll then. How would you explain pegging to the sweet old lady who lives next door? Why explain when you can show her? This is the comment right here, officer. What makes you instantly turned off? Realizing they won't make the smallest effort to make sure you're happy too. Or ducking your friends. Edit. Thank you for my first reward, kind strangers. Woman is always wet and it just slides in easily. It does not. And that's why every home needs a bottle of lube. Lube 2024. Make America slippery again. That shit almost killed me once. The lube fall on the floor and spilled all over it. I walked over the liquid and accidentally fell. I hit my head so hard that it almost made me awesome. I started to bleed from my head. Damn you, you filthy lube. At Macacado Avocado. Enough now. Time to turn your life around. This is not much of a fair fight. We all know he's gonna eat her. My nut isn't 12 inches, but it smells like a foot. Jesus ducking Christ. Please bleach my damn eyeballs. Craziest things under a microscope. Part 1. After seeing this video, I'm never clicking socks again. Why are you clicking your socks? Don't worry, they are not mine. Speechless. The alternate universe where Donald Trump actually builds the wall. If Harry Potter was British, you're a wizard bruv. Harry Potter gets ducking shanked. I didn't say that they can use footage of my driving test. Trans people are completely valid. That's it. Reports. Sheesh. I don't care if they have organs. I'll harvest them. Starbucks is not coffee. It's not really coffee unless it's served on a mountain of coffee beans. Ah. Nice to see another connoisseur. No. Silly human. A real connoisseur like me enjoys coffee while shoving coffee beans one by one up my ace. Oh no. I eat the coffee fruit whole and then rinse the beans from my feces, roast them, and then drink the coffee. Only real connoisseurs make their own coffee. I had to watch a safety video to enter a plant once. It basically said leave all truck windows cracked to hear sirens and trains. We have a clear odorless gas that will kill you very dead on sight. If it leaks we'll sound X horn. If the wind shifts your way, put your truck in park so you don't run anything over when you die. Pitch. Put the truck in park. What are you gonna do? Write me up. OMG word of advice. Never try to cremate your deceased pet in your oven. Not only is it the worst smell imaginable, they do not turn to ashes, they just burn. This day did not start off good. Vaseline. My wife gave me a hot job the other day using Vaseline. I came 3 times trying to wash that shut off. Vaseline is my choice of lube during sex. I smear it on the doorknob so she can't escape. The Batman calzone pepperoni. Capitalism breeds innovation. Pepperoni menstrual pad. Then, please define manliness yourself. Manliness is being able to snack your own nut. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle. I'm so glad to see some female representation in this community. The amount of confidence he has in front of a bear is what I lack even in front of kids. Well, get a gun. Alien. You're still using combustion engines? Have you not discovered Ligma yet? Me. What's Ligma? Alien. Ligma balls. I thought outdoor gears where the propulsion came from. Clicks alien balls. Jokes on him. His mate is into that shut. Shuts on him. His mate is into that joke. His mate's on shut. That joker is into him. He shuts on his mate. The joke's in him. Is this supposed to stop me from sitting? How striped pears feel when they sit on anything. If you can guess what game it's from, I'll give you an award. Recommended. 4,584.7 hours on record. Pretty good. Played a few hours. Slex with Hotla. I want this baby publicly CQ'd. For war crimes. 94 have signed. Let's get to 100. At 100 signatures. This petition is more likely to be featured in recommendations. This baby must perish. If Finding Nemo had been scientifically accurate, Nemo's dad would have switched sexes after Nemo's mom died and mate with his son. Pride flag companies, after inventing gay people, just donated to LGBTQ community. Hope they find a cure. Yes, that's you. Leaked picture of you. Never thought I'd say I took damn tasty. Here are some random nice images. The last 7 are also objects that I shoved up my ace. What would you like done with your body after you die? 3,328 votes. 914. Buried. 1,463. Cremated. 951. Other. Donated to the local Necrophile Association. Guys, how do I make a swiftness potion? Add sugar to awkward potion. If you like, you can also add glowstone powder for a more powerful effect, or redstone powder for a longer effect. Is it called honey because hormones? Hormones. There's hardly any media about gay/lesbian teachers sleeping with their students. Do you feel like the RIP community is not diverse enough? People have died from peeping too hard. What a shitty way to go. It's the American. It is beautiful. I would eat it in a heartbeat. And then I wouldn't have a heartbeat. My daughter has gotten to the age where she asks me embarrassing questions about sex. Just this morning she asked me, "Daddy, you're finished already? Brother lasts longer than you." She taunts me, "Yeah, your mother said the same about your brother." I reply, "I know." Hand over the bag. Lady, okay. Here's a bag, lady. Mom, is that really you? I'm very disappointed in you. Jacob, I'm just trying to get us out of poverty. Mom. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of. Amagus with a dog. Me in real life. I really like this sub, but does anyone else think it's weird that we have to send weekly needs to the moderators? It's no longer a requirement when you're 16 and older. It's how you keep from getting banned.